call this regular meeting in order. Call roll.
Mayor Quirrell.
Here.
Councilmember Swanson.
Here.
Mabry.
Here.
Fabia.
Here.
Newman.
Newman. Please stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you have any public comment? I'll entertain a motion for the approval of minutes.
Mayor, I move that we approve the minutes from our regular meeting on Monday, June 5th, 2017.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Any corrections? Call roll.
Councilmembers Swanson.
Aye.
Mabry.
Aye.
Fabia.
Aye.
Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Quirrell.
Aye. I'll turn it over to City Clerk Peter Nelson for invoice.
We have the second reading of ordinance number O. Let's do invoices first. Okay, for this pay period, we have total bills in the Department of Public Affairs and Department of Public Accounts and Finances to a total of $281,096.36. We have in the Department of Streets and Public Improvements total invoices totaling $167,131.62. We have in the Department of Public Health, Safety, and Civil Defense total invoices of $399,629.46. We have in the Department of Public Utilities, Public Property and Utilities, total invoices of $898,087.26. Mayor, these bills have been reviewed by all council members and are submitted to council for disposition.
Mayor, I move that we approve the invoices as presented.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Any comments or corrections? Call roll.
Council members Swanson.
Aye to all the bills except for the Chamberlain Associates bills for the parking lots under the street department.
Mabry.
Aye.
Fabia.
May I ask why you are not voting for that one?
I'm passing on those because several meetings ago I stated my opinion on the
Now, next on the agenda is second reading of ordinance O-17-012, approving an asset purchase agreement and waste services agreement for the Princeton transfer station. Whereas, following a competitive bidding process, the city desires to enter into an asset purchase agreement substantially on the terms set forth in Exhibit A, attached hereto, and made a part hereof, and a waste services agreement substantially on the terms set forth in Exhibit B, attached hereto, and made a part hereof, all subject to the final negotiation and approval of terms by the city attorney concerning the city's transfer station. Now therefore be it ordained by the city of Princeton that the mayor and city clerk are, upon final approval of the city attorney, authorized and directed to execute the asset purchase agreement and waste services agreement, and together with the city manager and city attorney, authorized and directed to execute those documents and take those actions necessary to close on the sale of the property. Your Honor, this has been reviewed by all members and is submitted to the council for disposition.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve an ordinance O-17-012. It is an ordinance approving an asset services agreement for the Princeton transfer station.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Any comments or corrections? Call roll.
I just have one comment for Rachel. I would like for the record if you could please state our plan.
So a majority of the proceeds will be placed back in our reserves. A portion of them have been used to fill plant, and that system failed. There was a lawsuit where we recouped that money, and unfortunately those funds were spent, and that using a portion of those funds to replace that system with the wastewater treatment.
Thank you.
The motion's been seconded. Any further comments?
Council members Swanson.
Aye.
Mabry.
Aye.
Fabia.
Aye.
Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Quirrell.
Aye.
All right, next item on the agenda is ordinance number, this is the second and final reading of ordinance number O-17-014. An ordinance of the City of Princeton authorizing execution and delivery of a Illinois critical access hospital network for certain property located within conditions that the city may approve in furtherance of its redevelopment plan. It is ordained by the City Council of the City of Princeton that this ordinance is in addition to all ordinances on the subject and shall be construed therewith, excepting as to that part in direct conflict with any other ordinance, and in the event of such conflict, the provisions hereof shall govern, whether from an attorney will handle it. This ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage and approval in the manner provided by law. Your Honor, these all have been sorted.
We approve ordinance O-17-014.
Comments? Call roll.
Council members Swanson,
Aye.
Mabry,
Aye.
Fabian,
Aye.
Newman,
Aye.
Mayor Querem.
Aye.
Next, we have Resolution R-17-021, a resolution authorizing the award of motor fuel tax Section 17, quintuple 0-00-GM, and authorizing the award of contract to low bidder for paving of an Elm Place parking lot. $4.30 was received from Advanced Asphalt for the specialty. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council that the Mayor and City Council authorize the City Manager to enter into contracts one-side road maintenance and paving. Your Honor, this resolution has been reviewed by all council members and is submitted for disposition.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve resolution R-17-021. It is for monies to be spent for road maintenance and improvements and for the paving of the Elm Place parking lot.
Second.
Motion's been second. Any comments, corrections? Comments?
I have a few comments. I was not aware of this bid going out. Do we not discuss bids going out to the public anymore before we send them to the public?
We can typically with the budget process and what's approved in the budget, then we just work with the engineers to bid those out, I guess. And that project actually came in about $30,000 under budget, so that's South Church, Peru to Marion, South Pleasant, Courthouse to Boyd, Euclid Street, Thompson to Deering. I'm going to come back to Euclid in a minute. Vernon Street. That's all I have.
Would the state extend that yet this year, do you think, or?
To Brian?
Yeah.
That was our plan, was to do it. We actually wrote it in the contract that.
Okay, can you describe what's going into the $45,833, please?
I don't have the plans with me, but I have them in my office, so I can share those. But mostly that's just the $60,000 for the Elm Place project, so that came in under budget as well.
For the Elm Street parking lot, not the alleyway.
I think the alleyway was approved in the budget.
And my budget, also in the Chamlin, since we are discussing this, it is mentioning concrete to almost LaSalle Street. Where is that concrete going? Is it the...
Any other comments? I'd like to say on this street and parking lot program, we've been talking about this for many months. You know, our streets and our parking lots, we own our parking lots, and our parking lots are in horrendous shape as well as our streets. And there has to be a balance between repairing streets and repairing our parking lots. You can't need to fix some of our parking lots as we move forward over the next couple of years. You know, in the past, the city, you know, they put, so it's important that we do a balancing act. Again, we're doing 2 parking lots along with 5 streets this year, and we plan on doing 6 streets next year, and what we've been working on has been a good plan, and you know, we'll go forward.
Mayor, if I could, I'd like to echo the same thing. I know that Main and Elm has been a thorn in my side because I know that I do some small developments. I know Ray does as well as his family does developments, and if we were private developers, we would have had to pave that 5 years ago. If we expect developers to do the same, we need to set the example and actually be ahead of that by setting an example. So I think it's.
And we've got, our sales tax revenue is climbing. I think it's going to be a banner year, and that is also discussed, as our sales tax revenue grows, that is what funds our street department, and that is what pays to repair our streets and our alleys and our parking lots, curbs and gutters. And hopefully we can pay back citizens and return some of that money into our streets next year with the increase in sales tax revenue. Call roll.
Council members Swanson,
Yes for the street maintenance, no for the parking lot.
Aye.
Fabia,
Yes, but no for the alley.
Newman,
Yes for everything.
Mayor.
Yes. Motion passes. Nothing else? City manager report. Okay. I just got a couple things. First thing, Princeton lost a valued citizen just not too long ago. Don Smith passed away. And Don was a titan basically on Main Street through the 60s and into the 70s. Street was involved with Princeton promotions. He was extended July 3rd, and we will be starting that meeting at a special time. Given that we are doing that, that is the July 3rd is a date of our street concert with Terrence Simeon. So we'll be meeting on our next meeting on at 4 o'clock. Any more business? Any new business? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I buried it. Sorry. I will entertain a motion for the appointment of Hector Gomez to the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners.
Mayor, I'd be happy to make a motion to approve the appointment of Hector Gomez to the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for a 3-year term expiring June 30th, 2020.
Second.
Motion's been seconded. Any comments? Call.
Council members Swanson,
Aye.
Mabry,
Aye.
Fabia,
Aye.
Newman,
Aye.
Mayor Quero.
Aye. Now we'll go to any old business. Any new business?
Mayor, you alluded to the street concert on the 3rd or 4th of July. How about this weekend? Did you mention what we got going on for this weekend? A busy weekend in Princeton?
Yeah, we do have a busy weekend. Thank you for reminding me. On Friday, we have our first street concert of the year, Dixie Crush. It's a country band. It'll all get underway at 5 o'clock with the music starting at 6. And then on Friday, we have beef days. Saturday we'll have beef days. That is going to be pretty much a day-long event, and that will end with any new business. Go ahead.
I've got a new business item, Mayor, if I can. I wanted to spend a couple of minutes and talk about the city-owned park benches that are currently installed on Main Street. I had sent copies of this document out to all of the council members and to Rachel and the mayor. I have been looking at those park benches for a long time and wondering and scratching my head on to why they seem to be located facing the buildings and not necessarily facing the street. We've got a lot of new shoppers and new visitors, and I think that I'd like to see us take a second look at the 15 park, and I'd like 6 park benches on the south end between Purdue and Park. We have 13 benches available to move around, 6 on the south end, and put that 13th one over by Boston Pharmacy.
Okay. Were you on when they put benches in?
I was. I don't recall what year it was.
But was there a reason they were set up like that?
At the time, I believe it was for safety, keeping them somewhat away from the road. And I think the vision was for...
My thought was that if the north end shop owners put their heads together and agreed among themselves where the 6 should go.
Why we did the benches the way we did them.
Or Quint?
Or Pete.
My recollection.
I think all I recall was that we did them that direction, just facing the businesses so they could see the stores and what was happening there as far as
But was the patrons walking by, you can stop there and see
walk
who's
that way.
walking, so you can talk to them.
Geraldine? Yeah, why don't just have a seat right there.
When we get to public comment.
Have a seat right there.
We'll keep it official.
I was just going to give you the answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Swanson Dyke streetscape plan from, I want to say 2007. I'm Geraldine and myself, that's it.
This seems to be more of a, putting them up against us, and I'm sure there won't be a problem, finding places to put putting the benches up against the building, to Jerry's point. It's quintessential small town America. You said that we can push them against the building, let's do it. If there's a situation that just makes it impossible, then we'll do something different. I also think taking 13 benches and making 6 of them at the north end and 6 at the south end is really, that's a big deal. Because I think everyone should have access to those things, and I think they'll get better utilized.
I've already, the one point Pete did bring up that is really, I'm stuck on now, is if the bench is, sitting up against the building, how...
Based on the south end, you could put a bench right there and it wouldn't impede anything. Schooners, Optimal Health, they have tall, like that. We just want to make the benches usable, and I think we can accomplish that with the help of the business owners. I don't think they'll object.
It's only portable.
It's a great idea, Jerry. I think we should try it, and I think that if you're looking for a consensus from the council, I think it's a good suggestion.
Get there and
Yeah, we would want to make sure that we talk with, where we want to put the benches, talk with the business owners and make sure they're okay with putting the bench in front of their building. And if they don't, we go next door. So we just move on down the street. Quick comment.
Pete spoke for me.
Before we adjourn, I do want to say that the Chamber of Commerce did put out the new community guide. So if you see one, pick one up. It's a great guide, got good information in it, and we've got some downstairs. So if you're leaving, you can pick one up on your way out. Okay, so no public comment. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to our next meeting.
Okay, I make a motion that we adjourn the regular meeting and then have our next regular meeting scheduled for Monday, July 3rd at a special time of 4 p.m. here at City Hall.
Second.
Motion's been second. Call roll.
Council members Swanson.
Aye.
Mabry.
Aye.
Fabia.
Aye.
Newman.
Aye.
Mayor Querem.
Aye. And this meeting is adjourned. Thanks for attending.
Oh, is it? No, well, it was. I know. Thank you.